Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus, and I want to thank you so very much for stopping on this post. Let me ask you something. How do you feel about my presentations here? How do you feel about my appearance? I've heard people say that perhaps if I dressed a little bit more professional for the things that I talk about, that if I wore perhaps a tie every now and then, that I could attract maybe some people's interest that perhaps I haven't reached yet. And to that, I can understand a statement being made, but I don't see the public as just somebody that I got to convince. I look at the public as being part of me. I look at the public as being my family. Yes, all of the changes that I've gone through in my lifetime, I end up seeing everybody else as part of my family. And as part of my family, and because of what I know, I claim it as my responsibility to make sure that I do everything I possibly can to inform all of my family about anything that would affect them in a negative way, but at the same time share with them the basic requirements to live here in these bodies on this earth during these times as if they're living in paradise. Very simple matter. I claim to be the protector of humankind, really. And I do this because there is a power that the people do not know of. You have people saying that they believe in an outside power, universal power, God. You hear them saying that. But it's not really true. I mean, it's meant to represent truth, but the evidence says it's not true. It doesn't matter what the religion is or what the faith is or who it's about or who is doing the believing. The intent might be well, but it does not make it true. And the reason that it prevails is because the people lack the truth. They've accepted game. I mean, the whole world basically is gaming. Straight up gaming. Everybody trying to be the best above all. And they want to measure that by the power that they possess, which is established in all of the human mind as money. Money. Why money? Well, the basis of money, the information, that is given, or should I say the propaganda that is given, is that money allows you to do, be, whatever you want. You name it, you got the money, you can claim it. You can go anywhere in the world. You can really manipulate a lot depending upon how much money you got and how you want to use that money. And see, it's something that every human being reaches out at because they want the money too. Why? To do the same things with the money that everybody else does with the money. The problem is that most of the folks who got money got it in a precarious way. They got it in a way that perhaps if you really brought it to them, they would be ashamed. Now, a lot of them got it legally. Now, what I mean by legally, I mean the system has established it as a norm, and people follow suit. If the system is crooked, then following the suit is just empowering the crookedness. And when I say if it's crooked, what do I mean? I mean crooked meaning that there are those who don't have the money. There are those that won't get the money. And not having the money, they will be denied the basic essentials of life. So the system is corrupt. And the people that go along with it gives it its power. Now, what kind of people go along with it? Basically everybody. All of the fraternities go along with it. That includes uh, sororities as well. That includes really everybody. If you got a little separate organization, you know there are many Masons and others, preachers, others. In the game, that's the game. Those who are successful playing the game. That's it again. Those that are successful are playing the game. What do I mean by successful? Are able to have the money. Got the money following them. And the people believing whatever crap they're telling them. And the poverty, the pain, and the suffering still exists. So the evidence that paying $1,000 seed, planting $1,000 seed to wake God up to send you something, man. See, as a big brother, I can tell you that's fake. But what good is it truly for me to tell you it's fake and tell you that the plan was designed that each of us who have the same basic essential that we of our makeup to start, same requirements for continued existence, the resources necessary given, the need given, we the people, the ability to meet those needs. Each of us engage ourselves in a process of identifying, discovering, manifesting an abundance that none of us ever be without any, because all things made by the hands of man belong to the human race. Take away their need, meet their wants and their desires. That's the initial way. And in this way, there's no poverty, there's no crime, there's no violence, there's no hatred. Look, right now I understand that in America it has reduced itself to the point they're ready to go into a civil war. War and killing is the most evil thing that any human being can do. War and killing and murdering is the most evil thing that any human being can do. Why? Because what it's basically saying is that it claims to be God, and heaven forbids it, unless it put a hand on it and stop it, it's going to prove to be God. And in order to do this, they build planes, they build ships, they build guns, they build bombs, they do anything to hold themselves up as the most mighty God on the face of the earth. Because this is what they understand God to be. Why? Because they have no understanding, no faith or anything about a God beyond that. And the thing that you hear about God to them is a joke, and you must be silly for believing it. However, they allow you to believe it because what? They can make gain. And that's just what they're doing, making gain. Now, do they want to make sure that everybody can have health care? No. They don't even want you to get cured. Ain't no money in being cured. And if it's anything that comes out that would help you eradicate yourselves from that problem, how do they price it? Thousands of dollars for a treatment. Thousands of dollars for a bottle of isn't that something? Somebody's sick. They need some medication. Thousands of dollars. I ain't got no $1,000. Bye-bye. Somebody's hungry, got no food, and they don't get to the shelter. You got some money. Whatever. I can help you if you got some money. Well, if I tell you what I do, I give you a little bit of charity. But now go on someplace else, well, and things get tight, you can come back. But can I help you eradicate the problem? I cannot. Why? Because the problem must continue to exist. Otherwise, in the systems that you live under, you will be left out. And you know that. So you keep playing the game, telling yourself and hoping that if the truth really is what you have heard, that one day a magical thing will come and just eradicate, fix all of this magically. History should tell you it doesn't happen like that. Why would somebody do it magically? Let me tell you something, and maybe I'll get out of here. I don't have too much time. Now, look at this at some of your brothers and sisters, some of your kids. Some of you have kids that you have loved beyond love. You've treated them so fabulous. You got other kids that you just treated them normal. And when the rough times come, when you need somebody, who come to your rescue? The one that you what? Just treated normal. Why? Because the one that you gave the special treatment expects to receive the special treatment, not give it. You've trained them to be selfish. And it's your fault, not theirs. So the world that we're living in today and what we see is our fault. Everything that you hate about this country, hating blacks, hating poor whites, hating the crime and violence, hating riots, hating protests, everything that you are hating, you created. And in fixing it or trying to fix it, you create it worse. Because you don't really want to fix it. You don't want to fix anything. You're just gaming. And it's got you here where you want to start a civil war. Just to kill, to kill, to kill. Willing to die, but kill and kill what? So you can say, you are God. I heard there's a guy in China. I heard he's the man over there. They had him on TV one day. I saw him on a news clip. And they had, looked like thousands of little Chinese kids out there, young Chinese. And every little thing he was saying, they were applauding. It's almost like when you see the Germans from old movies, or the Russians, or some people when they're marching, they just throwing their legs up, all that stuff like that. Everything walking in sync, marching in sync, talking in sync, programming. Chinese are being programmed to a Chinese philosophy, a Chinese way of thinking. That don't mean everybody gets it. You got some rebels everywhere. But this is what's happening. And you got people in every country, and the ugliest things that you can imagine, they're being programmed. And when they respond in life, it reflects the program. And you wonder why. Because you don't know God. Now I'm going to take 1 minute and I'm going to let you know how I know you don't know God. If you knew God, you wouldn't be scared of the law. If the law is wrong, you wouldn't be afraid of it. If it was right, you'd support it. You wouldn't be scared of the government. No, if the government in certain areas are wrong, you have to stand against it. You're a representative of God. That's your duty. That's your responsibility. If it's good, you'll go along with it. You'll stand up against a murderer. You'll stand up against a bully. And if they can come up with some justification that is right, you'll go along with it. But not, you got to stand up to it. And to tell you what, evil cannot prevail unless it has some weakling who, yes, sir. God is not like that. You say, yes, sir, to God. And the God that is the source is the universal God. But where does that power exist? It's the power that you allow to live in you, and you reflect this wonderful God. You reflect this wonderful God. Don't come expecting this God to come out and shine out there. No, that's your job. You've been given the authority. You've been given the duty to shine. And now you might be off the mark a little bit, but you can bet somebody else is on the mark. And as soon as you hear of it or know of it, you will receive it like a candy apple. Because now you grow, and the world is better for it. Let me let you go, ladies and gentlemen. I just want you to know that there's a God that you can't see, but you're going to allow it to live in you. And all that you can be He. And you don't have to do anything in the society but show a light so it can straighten up. So people don't have to be talking about lies, talking about, oh, I got to go now. Talk to you later. Goodbye.